Hey y'all, I know it's kind of like that awkward time of year where it's starting to be summery, springish, but also still kind of cold. It's definitely been gloomy here in Texas, very rainy, and I love chili. I cannot eat it during the summer like some people, but it is still right at the cusp of being acceptable to have chili in my humble opinion. So that's what we're making today. I don't really have a fancy name for this. It's just like a lean chili, the leanest that I know how to make it while still tasting good. It's a little different, if you can see the cinnamon, but trust me, super simple and it's delicious. So let's get right into it. All right, this is chili, not rocket science, so we are gonna make this all in one pot, but the ingredients we're working with is some extra lean ground meat right here, some tomato puree. We're not gonna use all of this, but we also have some crushed tomatoes. For whatever reason, the store was out of crushed tomatoes, so I just got these whole peeled tomatoes. I'm just probably gonna crush them with my hands. Gonna do what we can do. And then I've got one yellow onion I've already chopped up here. Again, you guys know the deal with the shortcut. If you wanna buy it pre-chopped, go for it. We've got one red bell pepper. That's personally my favorite. You can use green. I think they have no flavor, but whatever. Now we've got some garlic, some chili powder, some cumin, onion powder, garlic powder, which I know seems weird because we literally have fresh onion and fresh garlic right there, but trust me, it's good, I swear. And then you guys know, gotta spice it up. So I have some cayenne here, some cinnamon, I go through a ton, so that's why it's in a funky bag like this, and some nutmeg. Now, if you have pumpkin pie spice, use that instead of the cinnamon and nutmeg. My recipe says, yes, okay, so use like 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice if you have it. Ours is expired, so I'm just doing those 2 combos, which it's the same diff, I've done it before. So 1 teaspoon each of that, and that's pretty well it. There is one other kind of flavor enhancer if you want. I've got some bone broth here. This is just chicken bone broth. If you want to use water, you can, but to thin this out a little bit, we're gonna use just a cup. Again, the added little health boost that this imparts as well as flavor. I like sipping on this sometimes even in the morning. So this is what I'm using, but you can certainly use water. Like I said, it's made all in one pot, so let's get started. All right, this goes without saying, but first things first, we're just gonna brown the meat here. Once the meat is fully cooked, just drain off whatever excess grease you may have. I just reduced the heat a little bit. You can kind of see the flame, it's probably on medium. I sort of forgot to mention an ingredient, that being coconut oil. It can be olive oil if that's what you have, if that's what you prefer. Use about 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna eyeball it. So the more oil you use, obviously the more fat and unnecessary calories you really need. So just use enough to kind of glisten the bottom of the pan, and that's gonna be used to saute our bell pepper and our onion in. All right, these are looking pretty well good. We cooked this just for about 5 to 7 minutes until the veggies become translucent. Now that ground meat that we just made a little bit ago, we're gonna go ahead and add that back in. Also, right now you guys can reduce the heat to like medium-low. Then we've got our 3 cloves of garlic already mashed up right here. Cook this another few minutes just to kind of get the flavors to meld. And then quite literally, we're just gonna start dumping everything else in here. Our tomato sauce and all of our seasonings. We need about 16 ounces of tomato puree. This is obviously 24 ounces that we're not gonna use. So just kind of guess, eyeball it. I've done this enough times. Like I said before, it's chili, not rocket science, so just kind of guess. Now this might be interesting because this is the whole tomatoes that are supposed to be crushed, but I'm just gonna kind of hand crush them. This is a 28 ounce can, I believe. We're just gonna do 14 ounces. So half of this, I'm probably gonna freeze the rest so I don't waste all these tomatoes, but I'm the only one eating this, so we're just gonna get messy. Get some juice. This is actually working out great. I like some texture in my chili. I don't like just straight sauce, so that is why I go for crushed tomatoes if you can find them. You guys don't need to stir it after every ingredient you add. I don't know if that's a weird quirk of mine. I just feel like I get the flavors to like meld better, but that's just me. Now to thin this out a little, I'm just gonna do a cup of bone broth. Now all of our seasonings. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, roughly. And I messed this up earlier where I said to do a teaspoon each of these. If you don't have pumpkin pie spice, do a half teaspoon of cinnamon and nutmeg if you don't have the pumpkin pie spice. If you have pumpkin pie spice, just do 1 teaspoon. That said, we've got our cinnamon and then our nutmeg. These are both like so highly anti-inflammatory, and the cinnamon just does something to enhance the chili powder flavor. It just works so well. It's so good. Now this might seem kind of repetitive, but we're gonna do half teaspoon of garlic powder and a half teaspoon of onion powder. Last but not least, we have some cayenne. I put a half teaspoon in the recipe notes, but y'all know I like to be lit on fire, so let's do a teaspoon. I might even add another later, but we'll start with that. Give this a stir. It's already coming to a boil, but that's really what we want, is like a light simmer. And then if you have the patience, let it sit for about an hour. That's ideal, just again for all those flavors to kind of meld. But that, if I'm not forgetting anything, I believe that's it. Do a little salt and pepper to taste. If you want measurements, heck, I don't know, 1/4 teaspoon for each, but that really is all there is to it. This consistency is about perfect for me. I like it a little bit thicker, and this is just gonna thicken up as it kind of simmers and some of this liquid reduces a bit. If you want it runnier, by all means, you guys know, just add some extra tomato puree. I don't have the patience for an hour. It's a beaut, you guys. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell it. I don't have any like fresh herbs on hand, which is insane, I know. But I do have some dried parsley. It needs a little greenery for like some kind of presentation because chili does not look pretty, but there we have it. I think I settled on a name, by the way. I think I'm gonna call it Twiggy Bitch Chili. It's kind of like an inside joke. I have a margarita recipe I make during the summer that is very, very light, but very strong. And my dad jokingly calls it the Twiggy Bitch Margarita. So this is just a lean meat chili, but that's very lame to say. So we're gonna call it Twiggy Bitch Chili. So I hope y'all enjoy the Twiggy Bitch Chili. We seriously like amped it up with all the antioxidants. We have the cayenne that's anti-inflammatory, the cinnamon, great for metabolism boosting. We didn't put any beans in here because 1, it's Texas and they don't put beans in chili. I don't discriminate, I don't mind either way, but they don't. And in place of that, we did the red bell pepper instead of the beans because I like a little texture. We reduced the vegetables down so they're soft. You're not gonna get like a big bite of onion or anything weird like that. But this is literally my favorite chili. Like, it's better than the unhealthier ones that I've made and have had in the past. So this is definitely a staple. I really hope you guys enjoy it. It is pretty crappy outside, so I'm gonna enjoy my beautiful bowl of chili, and I hope you guys do the same. But I will see y'all in 2 weeks.